4th of July is when UK will go to polls, and to give you a ringside view of what's happening in UK, the issues that will matter, whether Rishi Sunak will come back to power. I'm starting a series, Westminster Watch, with me, Gaurie Dwivedi, and I'll try and bring you the insights, details of the UK elections, and of course, why it matters to us. And today, I will talk about Rishi Sunak's summer gambit. Why is it that he's actually announced 4th of July as the election date? It was nowhere on the cards. In fact, it took a lot of his own party's MPs by surprise. Conservatives, which are referred to as Tories, they were completely taken aback by the surprise announcement of 4th of July. So why is it that Rishi Sunak actually came up with this? What's the logic? Given the fact that Conservatives are trailing the Labour Party by 20 points, if not more. There has been a 14-year-long period that Tories have been in power since 2010. 14 years and 5 prime ministers later, it looks like that the Labour Party is all set to come back. So why is it that Rishi Sunak has decided to announce elections in the summer? What's the reason for his gambit? Well, there are primarily two reasons. One is the surprise factor. A lot of people in the Labour Party were convinced that it will not be a summer election. In fact, senior members of the Labour Party had even told their members that they could take the summer off because elections were nowhere on the cards. That's what some of the Labour Party insider circles were saying, that July could be a year, it could be a month where several of their cadre members could just take it easy and prepare for an election either in the end of autumn or towards winter, which is what Boris Johnson did. So the surprise element was one of the reasons why Rishi Sunak went for the summer gambit. And the second other reason was the economic data, which is looking a little promising. So when he came to power, he said that he would try and keep inflation down. 2% is what the Bank of England's comfort is for the inflation numbers. It is now come at about under 2.5%. So Rishi Sunak and his advisors felt that now that economic data is beginning to look promising and the numbers are not as unfavorable as they were in the past, they could go ahead and announce an election. But election is a lot more than just the inflation numbers, and inflation is not the same thing as cost of living, which is what matters to electorate. So promising economic data, element of surprise were primarily the two reasons why Rishi Sunak felt that he could throw 4th of July as a big date where he could put the Labour Party to test and see whether or not he could reverse the trend of having a very unfavorable numbers in terms of polling with Labour Party, which has a 20-point lead right now. Remains to be seen whether this gambit will work or will it fail, because the last time a prime minister actually went and had a summer election was Winston Churchill in the summer of 1945, fresh from the victory of World War II, only to face a crushing defeat in domestic politics. So remains to be seen whether Rishi Sunak is going to go down the memory lane as another Winston Churchill, or will he be able to buck the trend and come back and beat the anti-incumbency after 14 years and 5 prime ministers, where Tories are now facing serious anti-incumbencies. Today is the first episode where we came out with the Westminster Watch. I'm going to come back with more details, more insights, more perspective on the UK election and why it matters.